Hey everybody, I'm DeoGenZ. Welcome back to Pokemon+Nobunaga's Ambition. Our ambition today is to take on Motochika and the Water Nation. His main team member is an Oshawott, which we've actually seen recently in my other Let's Play of Pokepark Wonders Beyond, but that's another game. All I'm saying is I wonder if this Oshawott will be as friendly. Also, Piplup is here too, and also Piplup is in Wonders Beyond. Cross-marketing? I don't know. But we also have a Panpour, and what else? A Wooper. This is a very interesting map, one of my favorites actually, because it's a lot of button-pressing strategy that doesn't get too complex, but is pretty fun to trap people in floods. Of course, it's not going to be super easy for us to get Motochika to be trapped in the river as it is our Pokemon, mainly because they're water types. And very similarly to how Mystery Dungeon worked, where if you had a member on your team that was a fire type, he could walk across lava. Water type, no pond could repel them. And that kind of premise goes for this game too. So it makes it a bit more challenging your first go-round. I imagine that there's going to be some post-game to be enjoyed because Pokemon usually throws that in there. But the first go-round that you'll have with this, you have limited resources in ways of Pokemon types. You really only have the option for grass types because that's all they present you with. That's the only nation that you can overtake before the Water Nation in order to get some allies on your team to smartly take things out. That actually worked in a pretty wise way. I didn't even think about it. We took on the Fire Nation, had an ally to take out the Grass Nation. Now we have the Grass Nation to go combat Motochika and the rest of his Water Nation. So taking them today shouldn't be too hard, but it's just this water. We have to watch out for their button-pressing mechanics. Uh-oh. Piplup's headed straight for the button. We also have to be careful not to press those buttons ourselves. You know what this reminds me of? The way that these trainers and Bushao leaders are all laid out across the land. It sort of reminds me of Get to High Ground! Seawaddle. It kind of reminds me of the Pokemon trading card game, where you would have the option to kind of traverse the regions and areas around that map however you wanted to, collecting whichever packs of cards more suited your battling style. Kinda works like that here, limitedly. I mean, you normally are given max 3 options to choose from of nations to head towards, but you'll find it being more advantageous to go to some first before you head to others. That's why I did a whole episode of training in the Grass Nation, to show that there are some pretty cool Pokemon to befriend, and also some warriors to collect, which is the method that I got my Seawaddle in. I have another member to my team, and as we build up our team, we can have a max of 6 different warriors, all with their own Pokemon, so I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many befriendings one character can do. But basically, if you want to have a different Pokemon, so for right now, Eevee can stick it out because water types are not super effective against it. Maybe if I evolved it into a Jolteon, it would help more, but quite frankly, I don't know how to evolve yet. Okay, Piplup is exposed. So once you have your team of 6 warriors, and you, yes, can collect more, but I'll get into that. Once you have these 6 warriors, they too can have their own slew of Pokemon that they befriend. At this time, I'm not sure if there's a limit to it, but Eevee doesn't even have to risk stepping off the button. Oh, but that actually raises the level if we stand on it still. Okay then. Seawaddle can hit from this distance. Piplup will be done in no time. So don't just worry about collecting new warriors, try and collect wild Pokemon too. That's a pretty cool thing about this game. You're never just one character. You're kind of a bunch of characters that go all at once in unison to complete a task of conquering a nation. All through Pokemon battles. Pretty epic story. I do wish I could read this. Please update me if there is ever an English translation out there, because once you rip a ROM from a cartridge, you could do any kind of editing that you'd like. So if somebody comes out with that, it'd be very interesting to see if they would translate the story too. Unfortunately, most English translation ROMs that are out there are just a matter of translating the menu items, not so much the story. Damn, Jiggly's off at an angle. Well, I want to defeat this Piplup now. So we'll get to high ground. And then we'll attack. Double slaps! Oh, what's up, Burly Man and your Piplup? You couldn't even take one double slap. Hey! Oh, man. That's something I didn't even recognize about this battlefield. That fountain. It actually spews out painful water! This Oshawott will be no problem if we keep attacking as a team. If those guys want to chill in the river, fine. See you, Panpour. Bye, Woopa. You're just going to be washed out in the end. Ah! So much painful water. So what is it about a water type that makes it so effective? Is it the propulsion system of the Pokemon? Because I guess not. Bubble is just a, I would think, a not ridiculous attack. But then again, if you watch the anime, it shows Pokemon like Poliwhirl firing it out like machine gun bullets. And these are supposed to be bubbles during battles. So I don't know what makes a water type super effective. All I know that getting skull bashed, it looks like, by Eevee is quite painful. Although I'm sure it's just a typical tackle. You're not getting away from me now, Oshawott. That's another important thing to take advantage of when you're spacing out your Pokemon, is how you can block the opponent from completing tasks of stepping on levers, or blocking them in a way where Jigglypuff is now, so that they're hurt by their own traps. Actually, I'm not sure if a water trap would affect a water type. Probably not. But Motochica's main Pokemon is already down. Now we just have to wrap up these two. And we get a present box! No! Jet Repulsion by Wooper. It was normally effective. I don't even begin to know the sidekick names, so do forgive me there. I will update you on what the Hushao leader and their name is. I want to see what happens if you... Wow, maybe I don't. Nope. I want to get a present. I don't want to wash out my Pokemon. So I'll update you on the leaders' names of all the nations, but sidekicks, we should name them in the comments section. Just give them nicknames of some sort. I want to see if Jigglypuff will float. No? Oh. Ah! It's a trap. Okay, so the water doesn't damage your Pokemon if you flood them in the river. But they certainly can't stay in there, so they'll just get whoop, right thrown back out. I don't know what happens if you're on the edge of the map. What if you're on the edge corner? Will it throw you off the world? Probably not. Probably throw you to the side so you land on some land. But that would be funny. Because look, even when the map is tilted, it looks like that's open waterfalls. There's no barriers blocking that. So your Pokemon would get washed out. Look at that! No barriers! Well, Seawaddle, you kind of started this. Oh, I didn't want to do that. No! I gotta be not so hasty pressing the A button. Aw, oh, come on. Well, this is actually kind of perfect. Panpour is in the exact range of Seawaddle. I'll close the doors so he can't get his water gun off. Jiggles, you're gonna have to double slap this Woopa. Kick his ass, Oichi! Let's see if you could attack from long distance. I wonder. No, it's only a 1 square. Die! 1 bug bite, that's all it took. I think that's bug bite. The world will never know until it's translated. Well, some of the world does. Japan knows this very well. They're taunting us right now, laughing that we don't know what they're saying. That's alright. I'm sure if this game gets enough hype and people find out about it enough, Nintendo of America would want to import it and work on localization. Now how did that happen? Jigglypuff just decided to make Whooper sleep. That gives me a time to grab the present comfortably. That's something you have to be aware of when you're in a Bushao leader battle. Since there are limited turns, well, there's pretty much limited turns to every battle that you get into. But because of that, you have to be strategic in your movements, 1, and make sure to grab the presents when it's most convenient. And don't go out of your way to grab them, because that ends up resulting in your team being split, and your efforts split like that for meaningless items. It's just going to make you lose. Save the items when you can get some. If you can't, then just go for the leaders. It's the most important thing. Perfect. This should put us... Let's see how much. Oh, okay, 16. Be a critical hit! Yeah! Okay, that's fine. Jiggles, you know what to do. Double slap! I only need 2 slaps for you. Yep, that's right. Bye. You lost. Oh, Oichi, I'm glad you're glad that we won. And I'm glad that Motochika is kicked out of the Water Nation. Where do all these Bushao leaders head off to after we so humiliatingly defeat them in their own rings, where they have the most advantage? Because there's no way for us to get water Pokemon before we enter the Water Nation. It's a cool barrier, but we climbed over all the obstacles, and Motochika falls. So now we get to claim this nation for DeoGenZ. I wish we had a light green flag, or a lime green flag like my logo. Ah, what despairs you? See, you can even tell expression just from how detailed the faces are and the art style is. That's how great this game is. You don't even need to know the words. You can feel the epicness of Nobunaga. Well, I'm not certain, but I got vibes that Nobunaga's a bad dude. He's probably trying to take over the region, but that's what we're trying to do. And Oichi is like, DeoGenZ, you gotta take over it first! And we will.